What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Wiseguys, your favorite NFL betting show, the show that smashes, and we're coming off an epic week. 49ers big bet, Bengals. I mean, just on the right side of everything.
Lions.
The Panthers, the Lions play. I think we went 7-1 last week. And the only one that missed,
and we had all of our big ones too. Yeah.
The one that missed was me going against you, and I know better than that. I already knew it was like a Butler bet taking Miami. I'm like, what? You're laughing at me on the air. You're like, no, it's the Chargers, bro. You're right. Can't take road favorites.
Yeah.
So we are back for another week, cuz, and I'm ready to win some more money. By the way, before we even get into the breakdown, you know what I started this week? I got to show you this. We've been crushing it so hard. I said it's time to do a bankroll building challenge. And everybody on the Sharp app and wherever you could follow along with me on this, even you, cuz, check it out. I'm documenting my journey from 1,000 in the bankroll to 5,000.
I love it.
$100 bets.
I love it. Brilliant.
Or $100 unit size. We are 3 days into the journey. You know who else goes on a journey? The Bachelor and Bachelorettes. They're always on a journey. We're not on a journey to love, cuz. We're on a journey to money.
To riches.
I love money. So I am technically on a journey to
love. You're the greatest.
This is all I have left.
That's it, buddy.
This is all I have left in me.
Spoken like a married man with two women.
I've got three daughters. I got a wife. I got two daughters. I got nothing left.
That's right, buddy.
I love the family too. But listen.
I hear you, buddy boy.
So 3 days
That's
in,
what guys do.
Yeah, listen, we gotta have a love, right? And I love money. So 3 days into the bankroll building challenge, we are at 13. So I started $1,000, 7-3 on the bet so far. Okay, it's new. Listen, who knows what's going to happen? I could bust. This could go to zero also, and it could be very embarrassing.
No way, you busted. You ain't busted, man.
Could happen. We're going to see. It's going to go one way or the other. We are on day 4 today. We are up to 1390. 7-3 on the bet so far. So we are going to keep it going, and a lot of what my plays are going to be are coming off of this show. So, because big Saturday slate. There's some weather concerns, but let's jump right in.
I heard from my man in Buffalo. Oh, Tua better watch out.
Tua comes from Hawaii.
8 to 12 inches.
Tua
blustery.
Hawaii.
10 to 12 mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, buddy.
I don't mind the snow at all. It doesn't bother me for football games. But Tua, he's not from a snow. He'd never even seen snow in his entire life. He came from Hawaii. He went to California, then Miami. You know what they do in Miami in December? They wear bikinis.
You're a bikini man.
Listen, I look good in a bikini. No one's denying that. All right? But here in New York, we don't get to wear it too much. All right, so let's talk about this Thursday slate, and we're going to start with the first game indoors. No weather concerns. Colts at the Vikings. Vikings minus 3.5 point home favorites in this one. And because without leaning aside, I'm going to tell you that the Vikings, we've talked about this a lot, seem to be a little bit of a smoke and mirrors team on the season. Not as good as the record suggests.
Right. Now, listen, I loved Detroit last week. That was one of my big plays. I want to come back with Minnesota. And again, this is really a play against the Colts offense. The one thing, look, I don't like the Minnesota defense a little bit, but this Colts offense is not a team that really scares you, right? You got a great running back. I mean, you do. But the passing game's tough. And you look at that Vikings offense, that Vikings offense can score. And I know the Colts D's decent. I like Minnesota. I would buy the hook and lay the extra juice because there's no need to lay 3.5. But I'd buy the hook and I would play Minnesota right now.
I'm on the opposite side of this one. cuz. And I'm going to give you my thought process here, just real quick. And I hate it when we're on different sides of a game. But here's my main thought. I agree with you. The Colts offense is pretty shit, right? Except their issue has been opposing teams that can rush the passer, very similar to like a lot of the reasons that, when the Rams still had Stafford, they'd be losing. I don't know that the Vikings can put defensive pressure on you. They're a very poor defensive team, probably the worst, or one of the worst in the league. So I actually think this is a spot where maybe the Colts don't look like, how bad they looked versus Dallas, because Dallas is a good defense. I think the Colts offense might be acceptable here. And at that point, 3.5 points, I can see the Vikings winning. I just don't want to. I'm not laying it. I ain't laying it.
No,
I'm not laying it. I'm out.
I laid a 3 by the hook. I laid a 3. I'm doing that.
So no official play for the show because we disagree. Well, we'll give it cuz official. We're giving that a cuz official. Okay.
Yeah, buy the hook and play it. I mean, I know you don't like it, but I don't like the Colts. So
yeah,
we don't need to go back into our. We don't need to go back into the Butler bets.
No. I listen. After last year's Butler bets,
I mean, to the point where it was like I felt bad. You know what I mean?
It got embarrassing. And then last week it was embarrassing. I always say, if we're gonna disagree, go with the cuts. Always go with the cuts.
You always make me laugh.
All right, second bet of this one, or second game on the Saturday only. We got Baltimore at Cleveland, and this one's super interesting. 2.5 point Cleveland home favorites. Baltimore's got Tyler Huntley back at the helm. Disappointed last week. Still won the game. That was one of the plays last week. Baltimore +2. Won it.
Yep.
Cash it. Cash that bet. But unfortunately, we didn't see much out of Huntley because he got hurt. And I don't know what we're going to think each week, but still definitely not crisp. Baltimore, I think, fuck, man, I like the Baltimore side of this one, but I can go right back to it. I think I like what J.K. Dobbins did last week, and I like Huntley as a play. But where are you leaning? Or is this one too sketch to even mess with?
No, you know what's funny is that you and I don't hate Huntley. I don't hate Huntley. I really don't. I've been telling you the last 2 weeks, fade Deshaun Watson. Because you don't come back into this league and it's seamless. Now, he has struggled the last 2 weeks like I thought he would. This week, he's back at home. The line is pretty short. I still kind of like Baltimore. And I want to continue to fade Watson, but it's a bet, right? Like, if I had to, if I had to pick a side, I'd pick Baltimore. But, it's a bet. It's predicated on Watson will continue to struggle. And you got a better team. What I really like in the game is under, because you got two teams that are going to want to run the ball, and I think it should go under. You still have a struggling quarterback with Deshaun Watson trying to get his legs. Like, he'll be really good next year, but he's going to struggle, I'm telling you. I mean, I've been seeing the last 2 weeks. It's hard to come back and play, and you miss 2 years. So I like the under, and plus you got Huntley. They're both going to run the ball. Both teams will run. So I would go under.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross total of 38 to begin with. So, it's a tricky one. I do think in the game itself that, totally agree. Watson looked a little better last week than his first week, and I think he'll look a little better each consecutive week. And I think on the Baltimore side, they're going to lean heavy on the run. My favorite play from a DFS angle, I really like J.K. Dobbins in this one. I think Baltimore leans heavy on that run, and the quarterback, I think, is going to run one in as well. So I was saying before, I've got to start Huntley in a season-long championship league, and I'm doing it. What are you going to do? I think he'll be fine. And I
don't hate him. I don't hate Huntley at all.
Yeah, I do like him a little bit. All right, let's talk about Game 3 on this one. And, this one's really just a matter of the spread for me. Buffalo's at home, favored by 7 against Miami. Cold weather, little snowy conditions. This to me favors Buffalo. The weather conditions favor Buffalo. The home factor, the short week. There's a lot of factors here that favor Buffalo. Miami's been traveling. What kind of schedule is this for Miami? Every week, West Coast. Well, this is an insane travel schedule for Miami as well. I don't know what the hell the schedule makers were doing here, but how do you see this one going down? And can you lay the 7?
Yeah, I mean, I lay the 7 all day. I mean, here's the issue. So you got 8 to 12 inches of lake effect snow during the game, and the winds. I mean, you got close to 20-mile-an-hour winds with the snow. I mean, I think that's going to affect them. I lay it. I mean, this Buffalo game is made for teasers. I'm not the biggest teaser guy, you know that. But straight up old school teaser, the Bills laying 1, you get the Bills basically to win the game. I would be all over that, but I would lay it too. I like Buffalo.
Yeah, you take it down essentially to the money line. Let's spend the rest of the show. I think I got another one. So I think I have a side for this teaser. So let's reserve Buffalo for a teaser. Say, hey, they're going to win. We'll take a 6-pointer. And I've got another team that I'm thinking about for this teaser that I think will slot right in beautifully.
Baltimore plus 8.5 is not bad either.
I wouldn't mind that one bit. Yeah, if we want to go that way and increase that spread, that'd totally work as well. So yeah, if we want to, so there we go. If we need to make a bet, you know what? I'm thinking about a teaser for all 3 of these games. I'm kind of thinking if all these games feel like they're going to be close, I think if you can kind of tease almost either side, it'd be hard to lose. So that's interesting. I'm going to think about that after the show, maybe put out an official play like that. I like the Baltimore side. I was going to say Philly, just take it down to -2 and tease that one.
Isn't that 9? In that game 9?
We get 6. -3 we'll get. Or we could do a 6.5, get a 2.5-er.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
All right, let's move on to the Sunday slate, and the first game, and this one's interesting, super interesting. Atlanta at New Orleans. All right, New Orleans at home, 4-point favorite. Atlanta, Des Ritter.
Yeah,
Ritter.
Yep.
I keep saying Ritter. It's his name is spelled
Ridder, like a mutter.
Yeah, Ritter. He's Des Ritter. A debutante, a neophyte, quarterback, inexperienced, unknown. I don't know what you do. When you have a rookie like that, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. It's going to be
he didn't look decent in the preseason. Now it's the preseason.
Yeah,
but he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good in the preseason. You know what? I mean, I actually take a flyer on Ritter. I don't like the Saints a little bit. I kind of like Atlanta. I'm getting like the Saints giving 4.
They could easily win this game 9-0, and it's just a gross, low-scoring piece of shit game.
I think I like Atlanta.
I'm just looking at the handles here, and a little bit. The money's definitely on the Atlanta side. A little bit of the sharp money, as well on the Atlanta side. I'm not taking a side on this one. I'll write down your side, but I'm not. It feels too guessy to me. It feels a little too guessy for me.
Listen, I hear you, and you don't need to write mine down. I'm just telling you, I like Atlanta, but you know what? There are other games to bet. I always talk about that. Like you listen. You're right in your adjective that you made up, guessy.
I invented that one.
Yeah, I know you did, and it's good. It's actually right on. It's right on because you're right. We don't know how Ritter will feel. Like I'm going off of how he looked in the preseason. So you know what? It's a good point.
Yeah. Plus, I got a bankroll challenge. I need wins only. I can't mess around. It's going to be very embarrassing if I go to 0 in the challenge. So I'm taking a lot of these bets on it.
You better not.
I can't be guessing. I got to represent. All right. Pittsburgh at Carolina. Samwise, the scared Darnold, looking pretty okay. Helming the team last week. Can he do it again against the Steelers with Mitch Trubisky under the helm? The Panthers are 3-point home favorites. And as far as any kind of player news, I just heard that DJ Moore is questionable. That's it. That's all I got.
Dude, I got to stop you. You can't bet this game. You can't bet Darnold Trubisky. The two. Listen, I like to me, if Pickett was playing, I'd be all over the Steelers. but I can't bet Trubisky, and I can't put money on Carolina. I mean, I don't see it. This is a game you stay away. I'm the vampire, right? And I'm staying away for like it's garlic. There's no way.
I just like saying Samwise the Scared. I enjoy the nickname I came up with.
I like that too. That's very good.
It's a Lord of the Rings reference. I don't know if you're up on the Lord of the Rings lore at all, because Johnny Statsational Alessia has no idea what I'm talking about half the time.
No, I don't. I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. I'm a Game of Thrones guy, but I'm not a Lord of the Rings. I don't. Frodo Basket. I'm out.
It took it one step too far in the geek scale for Cuz. Like, you're gonna geek out on like Goodfellas. It's like, hey, I watched Goodfellas 45 times, but Lord of the Rings 45 times. Took it too far.
John knows all my references. You didn't get any last year. We were doing all the every show. John got the references. You didn't get the references.
I did. You know what?
Like, yo, Donnie, your wise guy doesn't carry a wallet.
I watched the movie once. You guys see, that's how I am with Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings and other geeky shit. I watched those like 10 times. You know, like I got it memorized. Those good.
Yeah, you're a Middle Earth man.
Yeah, you know, that's me. If it's got an orc or an elf in it, I'm pretty happy. Except for current.
You know what I watched the other day? It's the best. It was on late night. I was doing some writing, and one of my favorite all-time movies, Mean Streets. A young Keitel, a young De Niro.
Never seen it.
Never classic.
Seen it. When is that?
Classic.
Never seen it.
Cafe Bazaar. What's a mook? We're not paying you because this guy's a mook. What's a mook? Oh, it's the best. It's on I think it's on Showtime now.
How did I miss it? How did I miss this movie?
Now it's old movies before both of us were alive, but it's a great movie.
It's from like the late 60s, the early 70s.
Yeah, it's from the early 70s.
Yeah, that's why I never saw that one.
But it's a great movie. It was like I first saw it in the 80s, like late 80s. I loved it. Great movie. Young Scorsese. Scorsese, you could see his evolution as a filmmaker.
That was his. That must have been Rosora. I never, like I said. Now I got to seek it
awesome.
out. Got to seek out the Scorsese.
Yeah, it's great.
And
it's all like Little Italy, New York. It's awesome.
I love
Manhattan.
It.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a game here, Cuz, that you're going to be excited to talk about. The Eagles.
Yes.
The Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Friend of Ben over here.
You know the chant? You know the chant?
I don't know it.
You don't know the chant? It's just like your chant. What's your chant? J-E-T-S,
Jets, right?
So the Eagles is E-A-G-L-E-N, Eagles. And then they sing the song, Fly, Eagles, Fly.
I like the cadence of it. It feels oddly familiar.
I do believe Eagles and Jets are cousins.
It's a kinship. It is. It is a kinship.
Yes.
We both hate the Giants.
Yes.
We share a common. Yes. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Cuz I live by this. We all hate the Giants together.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing. It's camaraderie. It's the brotherly love between Jets fans and Eagles fans. All right.
Forget about it.
So I said maybe a tease, but listen, I like the Eagles to smash Chicago here. That being said, I never like laying 9 ever. But 9 point
on the road, mind you.
I don't like laying it. Chicago don't have a lot going on defensively though, and I think so. I actually want a DFS take from you because I kind of think that this is the game where they just unleash Miles Sanders again. How do you see this one going down? Give me a little detail here.
Yeah, so remember, this is a horrible spot for the Eagles. Look, they're awesome. And I wondered last week, was it a tough spot going against all overwrecked the Giants. But this one's tough because it's the middle of 3 straight road games, with the third road game being Dallas for the division next week, Christmas Eve day. That's a tough spot. You want to talk about the ultimate look ahead? That is the ultimate look ahead game. So I don't think, first of all, I don't think they want to put anything on tape. So to your point, I could totally see this as a run game. I like the under. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears cover, because I could see, the one thing the Bears do is run the ball, and the Eagles are much better against the run than they were, but the Bears actually are dangerous with the run game, more so than the Giants. So while those two teams are similar, I think it's a tough spot for the Eagles. I think the Eagles win. I think it's a low-scoring, ugly game, but I would not lay the points. And I do think it's a run game. And I wouldn't use Jalen, who's been a killer, but I wouldn't use Jalen in DFS.
You would not?
No.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there aren't that many good choices. I like Fields in this game for DFS purposes, and I always like Fields because he is a running back disguised as a quarterback.
Now he is sick. Now he's coming off of he got a virus. So.
Yeah, but they had the week rest. But I think for me this game comes down to, will Bears defense hold up at all? Or will Eagles kind of in the look ahead, not playing to their 100%, kind of shoot themselves in the foot a couple times, and then it's like at the end of the game they didn't score as often. You remember, like, there was a Mahomes game a couple weeks ago and a couple Allen games where
it's like the ebb and flow of the Jets. Yes, it's the ebb and flow of the NFL. That's correct.
And
I think this is the game. Yes.
They're by the end zone, but they don't punch it in, or a weird interception at a weird time, and a couple of drives killed, and then all of a sudden it's like the third quarter, and you're like, wow, they've only put up 21 points so far, and the Bears are hanging around. And it's not like they're afraid to lose, but the other team hangs around and they don't cover their 9 points. So I'm with you on it. I'm not sure if I want to make a play on Chicago here, but
no, I wouldn't bet it. But I mean, it's a great spot for the Bears because of the look ahead, because they're not going to want to put stuff on tape. I could totally see Chicago covering. I like the under more than anything because I think both teams are going to run the ball. So I like the under.
I like that because this is a high total game as well, 40.5 pointer. So
yeah, I like the under.
You got a little leeway there. All right, next up we've got Kansas City, the Chiefs, on the road, indoors. Winter indoors is good. At Houston, 14-point road favorites. Total on this one's 49.5. Cuz, are you laying the 14? I
mean, I would lay it. I wouldn't take it on any account. I would lay it before I would take it. But again, it's like, it's a lot of points, man. A lot of points. I get it. Houston's bad, and they should cover. But again, the problem is that when you get to this time of the year, coaches aren't going to want it. They're going to want to get out of there healthy, not stress your playbook, right? Like, so you see more conservative kind of games. They got, they know they're going to win the game, and he's a master at this stuff, where he gets out of it, and everybody's healthy, and they win by 10. So that's why I wouldn't be anxious to lay it.
Yeah, I think KC can lean on the run in this game a little bit. It's a very tough DFS week, I got to tell you, because who you're playing, right? It's Mahomes in this spot, and why wouldn't they just lean on Pacheco and just let him do his thing, or a little bit of the running back game in this one? So it is a tricky slate for DFS purposes, for sure. 14 is a lot, and I'm just going to use this moment to say never. A minus 907 money line is a money line you should never fuck with in any scenario. There's just no point, and no point in that. So really tricky one to bet. Again, outside of maybe a teaser or something like that, I would probably stay away. Or I almost have to lean Houston if you needed to bet it, but I don't feel that need.
I couldn't bet that. Plus, they're going to do some funky things at quarterback. Time with Dennis Mills and the backup. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get any. I don't want to part of that.
Yeah, remember the Driscoll play, the big Yahoo fantasy cheat code, kind of like a half-ass quarterback / running back.
That's right, your cheat code.
Yeah, tight end eligible, little TE eligibility over here. Little TE eligibility. All right, this one I'm hoping that we get a big cosplay out of. Dallas, the Cowboys, at the Jaguars. Dallas, 4-point road favorites. Jaguars coming off the big win. Trevor Lawrence looking like the next big thing after last week. But now, them boys are coming to town. What do you say here?
Fuck them boys.
Oh, shit. True. True.
Now you know I have never cursed. I don't curse. Now you know I don't curse, right? Like I'm used to doing terrestrial radio, so I don't curse on the air, right? But
you've been waiting.
Fuck them Cowboys.
Yes,
that's right. That's right, man. Yes. That's right. I
feel like I'm having.
Yeah, I listen. Actually, I look at it, and honestly, it's Jacksonville and nobody. Without, and this is not home. You know, I hate pick or anything like that. I just think again, you get the Cowboys looking ahead to the Eagles. Doug Peterson's coaching Jacksonville. He's got them playing a little better. I don't like the game. I really don't like the game, and it would be Jacksonville or nobody.
Yeah, not a stroke. But I don't think I could take Jacksonville in this spot. I could see Jacksonville just also falling apart against a good defense. It's hard to trust them. So they do great against bad defenses, but I haven't seen where Jacksonville played well against a high-level defense. So I think it's tricky. I don't know what the psychological effect of their near miss last week is for Cowboys either. What is the psychological effect? I mean, they almost blew a game they should have lost as a -17 favorite, right? They got lucky. They stole the win. They should have lost. So I'm really not sure. I think the psychological effect is they don't overlook this opponent rather than, normally you would say, hey, they're looking forward. They've been winning. But I think they don't overlook this opponent, which makes it less, I'm staying away from this one.
Less of a look ahead to next week, the Eagles. It's still a tough spot for them when you got a division game of that size. I hear you. I mean, my guess is they'll probably win by field goal, but I wouldn't touch the game.
Yeah, I only want underdogs. By the way, I only take the underdog unless it was last week when we took Houston +17 and cashed that bet. I usually only like underdogs when I feel they can win the actual game. So here's an interesting one.
I honestly think Jacksonville could, and remember that line's short. That's a short line. Think about the public. Go look on the Sharp app, and I guarantee you, the public is all over Dallas.
You know what? That's a great point. Let's jump on the Sharp app. And one of the beautiful things about the Sharp app is we do get the betting handles. Okay, so here we go. Everybody on Jacksonville, public, Sharp, all the Sharp money is on Jacksonville. You are always on the Sharp side, because the Sharp money is all over the Jaguars to the tune 50%, 57% of the bets. So the bets are about equal, but 88% of the money on the Jacksonville side.
All the big money guys are on Jacksonville, and all the little bettors are on Dallas.
Interesting piece of news just came out. Breaking news. Russell Wilson ruled out for this Sunday for the Broncos, who are currently 3.5-point favorites. It'd be interesting to see if they pull the market for that game or not. I don't really know. quite honestly, what happens there.
That's a big game too, man.
Yeah.
Oof.
But
Those
let's
two teams stink.
Oh, they are horrible. Now both defenses super in. Now I love Arizona defense. Oh my gosh, better than Denver. But let's get to this one. My beloved New York Jets are going back to Zach Milfson for this game. Mike White.
No, I'm so
ruled out.
disappointed. I couldn't wait to give you my number one play of the whole
Man.
card. I was so excited to do this show and tell you got to do the Sheik bet on the Jets.
Pushing
But
the
that's
chips.
with Mike White. That's not with Zach Wilson.
The Sheik don't want to mess with Milfson one bit. This
No.
game, no. So I totally agree. I was excited to bet the Jets, especially with the Lions coming off that winning streak, and everybody. So like everything pointed to the Jets under Mike White, and now we get Milfson. If only I had the preview.
He stinks, man. Oh,
He's so
he
bad.
stinks. I can't. I want to so badly bet the Jets because I just think I love their defense and I just think they match up really well. But Zach Wilson blows.
Jets are now underdogs. The line moved. I can't even look at the handles because it's going to have all kinds of fucked up data from before. Actually, it's pretty even at this point. But you know, the Jets were the Lions were +3. Now they're -1. The line moved 4 points against the Jets for Milfson over freaking Mike White. And oh, by the way, who the hell is Mike White? An undrafted guy who's just the third stringer. Everyone's better than Milfson.
Yeah, right. I mean, Mike White might as well be Danny White. You know, I mean, you know, people no idea. But
who is he? It doesn't matter.
But you know, it doesn't matter because he's not Wilson, and you know he's credible. I liked Mike White. I like what he did.
I had Mike White and the Jets offense as I built my whole Sunday DFS strategy around this. And now it's like it's Friday and I got to start all over.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. They're messing with me.
Yeah, I know. I hear you, buddy.
I don't know what to do with this game either. I think the Jets are the right side.
You got to punt.
I think the Jets are the right side of the game still, cuz I'm gonna tell you. Getting a point. I think if you got to bet it, the Jets do have a good running back. I love Zonnie Knight. Told everybody pick up Zonnie Knight on the Anthony Gargano show 3 weeks ago. What's he been doing?
Yes, you did.
They've been riding. He come in like a knight in shining armor, helping your team win a fantasy championship.
You're the man.
I don't mess around.
Sorry.
By the way, guys, if you want to follow along with my journey from 1,000 to 5,000, my bankroll journey, or to laugh at me as I bust and say, "You suck, Geek, I told you." I don't care. One way or the other. You know, love me, hate me, just know about me. And I'm happy. If you want to do that, make sure, of course, to download the Sharp app and follow along. Those articles are posted there and of course, on the YouTube channel. So for everybody who wants to check that out. Another thing, by the way, because we added top props to the Sharp app website, sharp.app website. So now one of our best features, the top props tool that shows you DFS Army projections against sportsbook projections. Look at this with the rating, 4-star, 5-star player prop bets. These are crushing. Our NBA
that's
props.
awesome.
Yeah, our NBA props up 40 units on the year. The record has been spectacular. These are beatable situations. So make sure you check out the Sharp app. You can get Sharp Pro $29.99 a month. We got to get a promo code Cuz going for you.
Yeah, right.
We'll get that going. All right. Here we go. Next up, Patriots travel to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Patriots, half a point. This is a pick'em game, cuz. Patriots, Raiders. Now, on the Patriots side, I don't know what the story is with Ramondre Stevenson. I don't. Right now, he hasn't practiced. They won't tell you. By the way, if you're wondering for your fantasy team, what am I going to do about Dre? Let me tell you something. The Patriots are not going to let you know in advance. You're screwed, right? They will not. He will have a Q tag, and they usually don't let you know what they're going to do. I have no
Yes.
idea what's going on there.
Yeah.
Patriots #1 rush defense in the league right now. They're up there with San Francisco. Although I'll say, the Terminator, James Conner, put it on them last week a little bit. But nonetheless, they are an elite rush defense, and Vegas really runs their entire offense through just Jacobs and Devontae Adams. I almost think by default it might be a Devontae Adams week, but how do you see this game going down overall? No Devontae Parker.
Right.
Not that.
Yeah. I mean, I would go Raiders. I got to tell you, I'm not impressed with New England because I watched that game Monday night and start to finish. And, they benefited from controlling the line of scrimmage. I look good, but they're not like Tampa Bay this couple. They're good. I got to tell you, I got to say, I'm on the Raiders on this one. I'm not a believer yet in New England.
I'm with you. I think defensively, New England is still a really good team, and when they go up against a mediocre offense like Arizona or one of those kind of teams, I think it's going to benefit them. They're traveling west again, 2 weeks in a row. Again, I don't like this travel. So I'm with you. I think
they stayed out west.
Oh, did they? Oh, that's different. Okay.
Yep.
At least that. So
a lot of coaches will do that, and Belichick did that. Yep.
That negates that negativity just a smidge, but even still, here I agree with you. I think the Raiders have a lot of offense. They have more offense than what New England generally is able to handle. New England needs a team that can't score so they can play their slow ball type of play. And I don't know. I think the Raiders have a little bit too much offense for them. I'm with you on the Raiders side of it. Let me see real quick what the handles say. I'm curious what the sharps and the squares are doing here. And oh boy, all right. As per usual, cuz. Just checking out the Sharp app here, I could see that Vegas is getting 58% of the tickets, 84% of the money. So the money is on the Raiders for this one as well. The sharp money. So I like it even more now. All right, the Raiders. I love betting against the Patriots. You know how you hate the Giants? We hate the Patriots.
Yeah, of course you will. You're a Jet man. You hate the Patriots.
Hate the Patriots. Weirdly, I like Tom Brady though.
You do?
I like him.
Wow.
Because I feel like, I was a Knicks fan too, and I liked Michael Jordan because I felt like I got to watch the best player of an era, and I appreciate that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I appreciate it more. Since it sucked watching the Knicks lose to Michael Jordan all those years, but then I also felt blessed that I got to watch a lot of games against Michael Jordan. Like, I don't know. I have a weird thought about that where I'm just like,
I covered Jordan back in the day. His mid 90s Mike. It was the greatest.
He was so good.
I saw him drop 55 at the Garden.
I remember all the games. It was
Saturday afternoon.
You felt blessed. Listen,
I sat next to Madonna.
The whole 90s, all teams were losing. Like there were so many great players. Karl Malone. Like there were so many great names but they always lost because Michael Jordan took all the championships. Very
he's
greedy.
the best.
Very greedy.
I love Jordan.
Poor Patrick Ewing. Anyway, all right. So we talked about this is a weird game. Now Arizona, Colt McCoy at the helm. Denver, Brett Rippon. Who the hell's the quarterback for Denver? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, again, don't bet that game. Don't bet it. You can't bet bad, stinky teams.
Play the under 37. This number's going to change, though. At this point, no one can score in this game. I don't know who can score. It's a shit show. If you had to bet this game, I would just take whatever team. I think these numbers are going to change.
I mean, look, Arizona's offensive line is putrid.
Denver's defense is actually still good. I'm probably, but let's see if the number changes.
Well, but it's Brett Rippon. I mean, Brett Rippon. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, it's a weird one. Here's an interesting game. Titans heading out to LA to take on the Chargers.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a pizza bet. All right. Okay. On the Chargers to make it to the Super Bowl.
What?
I mean, what are they? I mean, it's a huge number. It's worth a pizza bet.
I gotta pull that. I would let me pull up the
Look
app.
at your look at your
Yeah, that's
futures.
pizza bet. That's pizza money, no doubt.
Yeah.
Now, for the Chargers to get there, to get there in the AFC, you got to go through. You got to
Kansas City, Buffalo.
Some shit. Yeah. Kansas City, Buffalo. I mean,
and you're going to be on the road.
It's not going to be pretty, and they haven't been that good. They have not been.
You want value? I'm talking about value. And there's value in the Chargers, and they haven't been good. Why? They haven't been good because they've been injured. Because for weeks, Allen was injured. Mike Williams is injured. You watched the game Sunday night. Herbert's a different quarterback. These people are out of their minds. They were ripping Herbert. I'm going, first of all, the guy had a messed up rib cartilage. Then he's got no receivers. All he's got is Eckler. Trust me. That team is good, and they're going to get healthy defensively. And defensively, they're studs. I like the Chargers. I think the Chargers win and beat Tennessee. And I like the Chargers, again, as a pizza bet. Obviously, Buffalo and Kansas City are better, but the Chargers are a team that can get hot. They have the offense that can get hot, and they got playmakers on defense. Where do they get some of their playmakers on defense back? That's a team that you got to watch out for. Be wary of the Bolts.
To make this, so to win the Super Bowl, it's 35-1 odds. I'm trying to get to make it to the Super Bowl, and of course, I can't find that market because
to win the AFC. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, to win the AFC East.
You're probably 20-1.
Regular season. All right. Well, I can't. Here we go. Conference winner. Yeah, conference winner. Here we go. NFC conference. Let's go. Conference winner. Chargers 18-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, it's a long shot. 18-1. I love Mike Williams this week because. So, are the Chargers going to cover the 3 points? Here's the thing about the Chargers: if they get a lead against the Titans early. The Titans have they don't have a method.
I love the Chargers.
All right. So we like the Chargers this week. I'm with you on that side of it. I like
I'm gonna go pizza bet -10 too.
Ooh, okay. And a little pizza. So this should have been the Jets, by the way. This is the alternate big bet play of the week.
It would have been the Jets,
Yeah. So it was supposed to be the Jets. Now, Jets fucked us. Bengals at the Bucks. Bengals are road 3.5-point favorites, 45-point total. Everybody thinks Brady sucks now. What do you think, Cuz?
Brady doesn't suck. Brady's offensive line sucks. So, once again, I was all over San Francisco last week for that reason. That was even without knowing the legend of Brock Purdy. But again, the Tampa line can't protect, and you're having an issue this week. So I like, once again, the Burrows, the Fighting Burrows of Cincinnati. I would buy the hook, and I would bet Joe.
Couple of notes about the Fighting Burrows. I don't think Higgins is going to play.
I know.
Boyd's
banged up too.
Yeah, Boyd is banged up. Not sure about Higgins. Which it's just going to be the Burrow to Jamar Chase extravaganza. Yeah. I think there's, so keep it in mind. It is a wounded animal a little bit that we're dealing with in Cincinnati here.
And, the one thing about the Tampa defense is that it's good against the run. So, which, obviously now P-Run out of the backfield is dangerous. That. I just again, I don't trust the Tampa line. To me, I like Cincinnati. If I had to bet the game, I would buy the hook and bet Cincy. But that's a bet. That's why. To me, it's a no play with a lean towards Cincinnati buying the hook.
No play for me here. No play for me. The limited offense concerns me to the point, and I actually think that Brady's weakness of not having a great offensive line can't really be exploited by the Bengals, who aren't known for rushing the passer per se. So I think I dislike Brady in a situation like last week, way worse when you had a team that could get to the, you got a Bosa on the team. If you got a Bosa on your team, you're in good shape. It doesn't matter which Bosa, because, by the way, any Bosa is fine.
I was showing my Anthony that game last night, and I was like, that's you.
Yes.
That's who you're going to be. You're going to be a Bosa,
That's
a lion, a tiger.
Got to have a Bosa on the team.
A Bosa.
Giants at Commanders.
I have a strong play here.
Ooh, okay. All right. Commanders
strong play
home favorites
on Washington.
Ooh, not just.
And I know. No, I think they cover. I think they win by double digits. I think Giants on the other side. I think they're looking forward to just getting ready for next year, get some help, rebuild that team. Dable's a great coach. He will do that. But Washington is the more complete team. I know they played to that tie, and with that tie, the Giants outgained them. That's not happening this time. Washington will have their way with the G-men. But I'm thinking somewhere around 24, 27, 13, 27, 16, somewhere around that.
You got a prediction as to whether or not Daniel Jones comes back as the starting quarterback for the New York Giants next year?
I mean, I wouldn't bring him back. And knowing Brian Dable, I can't imagine he does.
I think he comes back.
Really?
Yeah, I
think. I don't like him at all.
I don't like him. No, I don't like him, but I also don't think he's had any wide receivers to work with, so it's really hard to judge it.
Not good of a threat. I mean, unless Dable's because I think Dable's a quarterback whisperer. So, but I got to believe that he wants somebody that he can groom. I mean, I think you've seen what Daniel Jones is. He's not a top 20 NFL quarterback.
There are other circumstances at play, primarily being there's like 9 teams that need a quarterback, and there ain't enough of them. So by default, some of these guys got to come back because there's just not enough. There's not enough bodies out there to fill all these spots. I think the Giants give him one more shot, but I think he would need to be franchised in order to keep him next year. And that's a lot of money. So we'll see what goes on.
Trust me. I'll do a Butler bet with you right now. He's not back.
Really? I'll do that bet. Yeah, I think he comes back. I think he does. I think they have a hard time, but I like it. There are dynasty fantasy football implications, cuz big dynasty implications here. All right, Monday Night Football, Rams at the Packers. Last game of the slate. Packers 7-point home favorites. Who's the quarterback for the Rams? Freaking Baker Mayfield? Rejuvenated Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield looking like a first #1 overall pick last week. Winning people millions of dollars on the showdown. Did you know this, cuz? Baker Mayfield
I heard.
stepped in. He won someone the $500K on the showdown. I had some Baker.
I heard. Yeah.
Didn't have enough. Didn't win.
Yep.
Didn't get it.
Yep.
Packers, Rams. Are the Rams going to look like a real National Football League team this week?
No, I love Green Bay. That story ends. It's going to look ugly in Lambeau. Because why? I hate to sound like a broken record, but they can't protect Baker. He comes off the street, and it was a great story. They should never have won the game. But you saw how they struggled protecting against a decent Raider rush, but not a great Raider rush.
The Raiders are not known for being a good defense.
That's what I mean. Well, they could pass rush a little bit. But my point to you is Green Bay, better defense. Green Bay is going to move the ball. Rams are still a dead team walking. I'll lay the 7 happily.
How about we tease it? take it down to 1, pair it up with our game this week, right?
Bills.
Buffalo.
Bills.
Okay, take it down to 1. So instead of paying minus 322 for the Bills money line, and instead of paying minus 310 for the Packers money line, little teaser.
Yeah. But listen, that's a great tease right there.
Both those games, just predict a win. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, cuz that's going to do it. Wiseguys NFL Week 15. Next week, Christmas week. I don't know what's going on, but it's going to get weird around here. Christmas, then vacations happen.
Yeah. We may sneak in like a midweek, try to sneak in together midweek.
Talk to me midweek. We're not doing Christmas Eve shows here. I know there's in the Gargano household. There's rib roasts, prime ribs coming in.
No,
There's
fish.
Oh, fish? Only fish?
Yeah, I do the 7 fishes.
You do the 7 fishes for Christmas.
Yeah, the Christmas Eve. So
Ooh.
Christmas Eve is a double banger because we have Eagles Cowboys at 4:30, right? I'll have a house load of people. I'll start cooking on Friday. I'll make scallops with vanilla, butter, and sea salt with a little rum. Then they caramelize incredibly. I'll make stuffed calamari.
Ooh.
I'll make smelts. I'll make crabs and spaghetti with my crab gravy with spaghetti.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Why am I in New York? I promise you, if I was in the Philadelphia region,
yeah, I would have you over.
I would have you over. I'd bring a platter of gefilte with me, little gefilte fish. Okay, the gefilte, amazing. It would sit there. No one touches it. No one would touch it. They'd be like, "What is this shit? Why did he bring fish burger to our house? Is he crazy or something? What are they doing?"
It would fit right in, baby.
One of these years, I got to make it's too worky that weekend. Yeah, I got games going on like nonstop.
Listen, you got the invite. You got the perennial invite. You and the girls.
So
you and the ladies.
Let's try to squeeze one in early week. Maybe an early week wise guy. Don't want to interfere with but we'll try to squeeze one in. If not, have a great Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season to you and your family. Let's
enjoy your Chinese food. Yeah.
Oh, Chinese. No, I'll be
Chinese food in the movie.
I'm watching football all day. They gave me football nonstop.
Oh, that's right.
There's no.
You don't have to do Chinese food in the movie.
No, and the pizza's closed. I don't know what I'm gonna eat because the pizza. I can't even get my pizza and wings. It's closed. You know what?
Wow.
You ready for this? I'm going for Korean wings on Christmas.
That's nice.
That's right. Korean wings. They're open.
There you go, buddy.
Bring me those.
Well, you enjoy your Korean wings. All right, and then we'll reconvene. You're my man.
Right. My man. Good stuff. I'll see you next time. Good luck, everybody, this week. We will see you at the top of the leaderboards.